at one point. Okay, here we go. Let me do my YouTube voice. Good afternoon. Oh, wherever you are. Good morning, everybody. Bullish Bears, Stone and Jeremy Bullish Bears, a whole bunch of folks from our Discord. And we are doing some price action stuff today, watching the SPY and the MES and a whole bunch of other stuff. Got a couple of penny stocks. Glad you're here with us. Sorry about being late.
I'm going to check my audio for a second here.
Yeah, see how it goes. It does sound good, though. Now, this is just one of those things.
Check.
I hear you. Does the blind trader hear you?
Sorry, you're getting an echo.
Echo.
My volume's still a little bit low on the side.
Oh, sorry. We'll get that figured out. It's one of the things we'll figure out this week. It looks like we're walking that 404.74 right here. Comes down. We've got a lot of room to go down. This morning reminded me of a penny stock day. Big rally in the pre-market. Everybody gets excited. The news is excited. You can feel it. Everybody's expecting a momentous day that we're going to push up again like we did yesterday. Nope. And that used to happen a lot over here in the penny stocks, and it still does, where you get this momentum and you think you're going to do something with it, and you can see here, and we didn't. I mean, we hit. You had lots of trades in there. There's trades in here, and there's trades in here. Because with price action, as one expert says, there's always something to trade when you trade price action. Now, it can be challenging in some ways, but what isn't? So risk management's important, and it's very important. And I always say, don't jump in and start trading. Learn and then start trading. And there's lots of ways you can paper trade. You can do a lot of things, and then once you get comfortable with some paper trade, you can move into like penny stocks. We could trade one share at a time. Look at that, 23 cents. I don't know. You could buy 10 shares of that for $2.30, less than that right now. And set a stop limit and not lose a lot, but be right in the system. Remember, we are trading against whales, and we want to ride their back.
I'm going to tag Casper in that question.
Casper. Hope he's listening. Tag him. As soon as they get the website up, I got a million questions for him.
I got used to the layout, and then I started to figure out where everything was. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, I want to figure out the also some Discord stuff so that we can get some stuff right in the Discord for our folks to be able to pop open and look at.
There we go. Thanks, Sig.
Oh, he knows where it is, doesn't he?
He seems to. All right. I'm looking at a couple of sub dime or dime sized pennies. Get a couple of them out here. Hold on. Still watching SINT to kind of set up for simulated COMS. It's just dragging so slow though.
I'm getting this descending channel, but some wicks there.
Wolf is already tanked.
Right here. Right there. Those bottom wicks. Let's go look at it on a half hour, not 15 minute.
One last chance of a bounce there.
There's your sell off. Boom. That's filling that. MES is trying to fill that gap. See, it had a gap on the 5 minute. SPY didn't look like it had a gap on the 5 minute. It's coming back down to this level here what I call the in-between. Not the upside down, but the in-between. See how price reacts to that? Those hammers on the 5-minute chart, the close and the open of that green and that red hammer are at the wick of this candle here. And you can see that with my price line.
I think Casper's got it, so I'm gonna let it be.
Let it be, let it be.
Love Casper, man. That dude is freaking.
He's a monster. He is. Him and Sig are like code guys, you know. They got some stuff together. Look out, Victoria. We'll come recruit you. She's the code writer.
Get me a job in the States and
We'll get you a visa, a work visa.
What's the back end software we use? Okay, it's something.
C#
No, not for the programming, but for the
Azure. Is it Azure DevOps?
It's not Azure.
AWS?
She knows all of them. She's trying to help you.
Brain fart. I know it. You know what? Let me recall a message I sent to my brother. He knows. My brother's an IT guy.
Older or younger?
Younger.
Oh, you're the oldest, aren't you?
To be
Yeah.
fair, my company have said they'll get me a job in the States if I want it. It's just I've got to sell my house here first.
In Wales?
Uh,
Send a
it-
picture.
runs our back end.
No, I'm Azure and AWS. I am.
Yep. I would prefer Azure as well, but it's like everything was already built in Fusionsoft, so converting it over is kind of a bear, but not really if we're willing to risk a few down days while we convert it. But
It's all about the trade-off.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I was gonna how do you make it pre-market gainers on this? Just says top gainers.
there you go.
This is my Weeble.
Give that the bullish bears approval.
I'm gonna give something away, everybody. It's real simple. This is my Weeble account. For those of you who look for penny stock folks who look for penny stocks, this is NCPL, which was a pre-market gainer. I can just click on that like that, and I can get a 1 minute chart, 2 1 minute charts. So it's giving me everybody except Amazon. And I can now scroll down and see what the pre-market gainers were, and I can look at their charts.
Yes.
And I can see whether I want to even consider, in the pre-market I do this, and I want to see if I'll even consider trading it. It shows me, some volume and it gives me some shapes that I'm looking for. And this is how I usually do it on my phone, and I just discovered this, and it's funny, Jeremy was saying, hey, let's get ready to do this. Sorry, boss, hope I didn't steal your thunder. But
Not at all.
this is a great I scroll like this with my TOS every morning with my momentum scanner. But Weeble, I usually use my phone and I scroll down and I just look for something that looks MTOP, something that looks interesting. And this year right here is where it's happened. That's crap to me. I don't even want to fool with that. That's low volume. Maybe it's a good company. I don't know, but that's not something I'm looking to trade. It's just crap. I'm looking for something that's got a little shape and volume and is not so ticky tack. That's great if I could sell it. But
At the
there's
same time, I can can flip that where it says gainers, you can flip it to losers.
Yeah. Yep. Right here.
That's where I find all of my dead cat bounces, and man, those things are
How do I get losers?
dead
Where's
cats are awesome. I love dead cats. UVXY just pushed up to its 200 period on the 1 minute chart there, yo. $7.30 now, and SPY continues to decline, looking like a full measure
wow?
so far.
Okay, I'm going to take that off, and we're going to go back over here. Meanwhile, back at the SPY.
Can you? What you're doing there is you're going down your watch list of all your penny stocks and just having a quick look.
Well,
Kind of what I'm looking to do, Stone. I've
right.
just set it up.
Can you do Weeble?
Actually,
Can you? This is Weeble, and I'm just going.
I can't get Weeble. I can't get Weeble.
That's all I was doing there is looking through their top gainers for the pre-market. That's what I was doing.
right.
Yeah, I use something like that. Yeah.
You should be able to download the app as if you're in the U.S. with a proxy and then run it.
And TOS doesn't let you use scanners, does it?
I'm not using TOS. It's Tastyworks.
Tastyworks.
The problem is Tastyworks has got a really. It's a great platform in some ways, and it's missing some of the functionality that you'd probably expect for things like that for scanners. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it is, I haven't worked it out yet. I need to go and have a look at the documentation.
Yeah,
Yeah, I might try to set that up in TradeStation.
they don't. Shoot, I guess it's.
TradeView.
No, I was just thinking of that you can't even get the Weeble app. It sucks.
Yeah, I know, right? And something called Trade 500, but I don't know if it does the same sort of thing. I'm looking into it.
Okay. I wonder how Ricardo's doing. I hadn't heard from him in a while.
No, right? I'm still looking to short Deutsche Bank into January, but man, I wish those puts were a little better. Maybe I could run it as a. Let's see.
Man, you are awesome, Cass. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, let's go back over this way, and I guess I should be doing some price action talking here. All right.
Maybe a little.
Yeah, let me show y'all something.
I'm teasing.
Well, I mean, I do. I love this. I love this. Okay. So this gap, we've closed that gap. We've come back down here to this control bar. It looks like 4073. Now the MES can be a little different, but not really. I mean, it's the MES. It's the ES, the S&P. These guys track together. Sometimes they'll look a little different.
Listen to what Sig said right there.
What do you say?
No selling today so far. This is profit taking.
Ah.
Funds getting their risk out. This is selling into strength.
Mm-hmm.
This is still a relief rally in a bear market, so treat it as such. Don't trust it.
Right. So, using just some basic candlestick analysis, if I were to switch this, I'm going to switch it. I'm going to do this on YouTube too. Bam. Okay, this is my single moving average that I use. I was using a 15 EMA for a long time, and I just recently changed. This is on my 5-minute chart. I do this for SPY, and I do this for the MES. I like trading one thing at a time as I continue to develop my trading style. So this is a 20 exponential moving average, and it's a single line that I use because I learned this from Al Brooks. We have a futures. If you're a member of Bullish Bears and you have access to the Next Level library, in our futures account, we have alternative futures I think it's called Teaching, and it's by Al Brooks, who did a webinar with us. And if you're familiar with Al, he's like the godfather of price action. He teaches at the CME, and I think that's what they call it in Chicago. And he writes for Futures Magazine. He lost for 10 years. He's a doctor. So sometimes the things he talks about, you listen to a guy, he's talking about some really deep stops. But his analysis and the way he talks about these candlesticks, and this is how he trades with one moving average. Actually, he uses a couple more. But this is his main one. Now, what I've learned from that webinar, and then from studying some of the written materials you can find for free online, that when he looks at this and he sees like consecutive bear bars closing below the moving average, closing near their low below the moving average, then that's a signal for him to sell. And the inverse is when it gets above that moving average and you have consecutive bull bars, not this guy, this is a little different but same, but consecutive bull bars closing near their highs, then that would be a signal for him to buy. And now he does things a little differently. Most of us want to buy low and sell high. Not that he wants to buy high and sell high, but like, for example, if let's go to yesterday's price action just for a second, if you don't mind. For example, here we had what essentially, if you look at a 2-hour chart, was a trend day. And here we have consecutive bull bars closing above the moving average. So what his strategy is, you buy, like when this candle closed, you buy the high. You buy right there above where this candle closed so that you can get in on that candle. And he'll trade on a 5-minute chart. So here we had this, sideways motion yesterday, and that's where this was that auction. But we had this sideways motion yesterday, and you can see these bars are a little small because they're from yesterday. There we go. You can see how it just kind of hugs the average right here. One of the things I look for are red hammers. I like red hammers because they, especially hammers with wicks, because they show me red hammers, if I'm trying to be bullish, they show me some areas where I might want to get in. We have lots of wedges here. There's a wedge there. There's a wedge here. This is a nice channel that we had yesterday. But you could have bought this candle right there and put your stop at the bottom of that candle there. Now that's not a very big stop, really. It's like 3 points, 3.5 points that you could have put behind you, which in an E-mini, the micro like these are, that's $15 basically. A 3-point stop is $15. But if you watch how price moves above that one average, and I do that. I usually have a 4-screen grid. When I'm doing this, I'll have a 5-minute chart, and I'll have 2 1-minute charts. One is going to be a little smaller than the other one. I want to see the full picture on one, and the other one I want to see my candles up a little closer because I'm not wearing glasses. So that's how I do it. But you can see how this moved up. You could have bought, as they say, you could have bought above this bar and still been in that trade. You'd have had a long stop if you set it all the way down here. That's 6 points. This whole range is 6 points. So at $5, that's a $30 stop. But if you study the price action and you follow it, and that's what Jeremy has always been teaching us, these price action moves, then you can start learning how to get in and how to get out and where to buy and where to sell. So in other words, when I go back to the method that Brooks uses of buying above that candle as opposed to waiting for a pullback and then buying here. Now there are different strategies you can use. If you listen to Jeremy's strategy, and he's excellent at his strategies, he'll look for that 50% retracement. And Jeremy would have bought here and if he were being a bull, and then sold, had his target. And you get those targets a variety of ways. This is just a sample of yesterday. but finding your pivots and so on and so on. But I'm just going to wrap this up with, when I follow price action, whether I'm going down like we are right now or if I'm going up, I'm using that one moving average to make my decision. I'm making my decision based off of a 5-minute chart, and then I'm making my entries on a 1-minute chart. Like if I looked at to buy above that bar, or if I look to buy above that bar, then I'm going to go to my 1-minute chart and see where I am in relationship to my what I normally look at with my other moving averages and so on. And it seems a little complex, and it might be, and I might be a little OCD, and I might be a little ADD, but it works for me. And so I like, my thing is price action. I like following the candles. I like following price and coming up with wedges and different ways to look at price, and looking at the daily, looking at the daily charts, looking at the weekly. I go out to my 3-year weekly charts, and I look at those things. I pay attention. I want to see where momentum is, and I want to see what's happening with the moving averages and so on. I hope that makes some sense to y'all, because I got lost.
Sometimes we get talking about stuff, we end up in the weeds.
Yeah, it happens. It's like, dang, it just happens. But another thing I look for, and here we are today, is as I like to use, my 15-minute chart, and I like to use my 30 intraday to give me some ideas of what's going on. And you see these control bars. This is my control bar color. You can see it wicked right into that control bar. Those levels are important.
Got a 5-second inverse head and shoulders here. Just about to crack off the neckline right now.
But you can see we are going down. So
It'll make or break right here. Hang on.
we're at that 404.74.
There we go. Just broke the neckline on the 5-second IHS. Now,
Failed.
the trend is like literally 3 minutes long, but we're reversing. It's not a full-on IHS, but you can still set the targets up the same. You just look at the left trend, and there's a control bar.
Oh, you're looking at a 5-second chart, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Control bar with range from 404.75 to 405. So that's what we're walking on right now. But the descending wedge on a 1-minute chart is essentially showing us that there's a potential retrace here, but it can also break over as a bear flag. So it's like descending wedges can go either way. The idea is don't trade the setup, trade the break. Here comes the break.
Yeah, that inverse head and shoulders. I just pulled it up so I could see it. This is the 5-second chart Jeremy's talking about.
Yep. And that's your rejection for your break. So you can maximize your, if you're trading futures, that's where you can maximize a quick 3-pointer. Or that's almost a 5-pointer at this point. Just in that move. So as soon as you saw that rejection off that neckline attempt, you go short just as price crosses back under that 8 period, and bam, you just nail it right back down to support.
And that would be a really quick play, right? It would be a very quick trade, seconds.
Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 5-second candles in that move. That's 40 seconds, but less than a minute. That was how quick that trade was.
Quick. And this is my 15-minute opening range. I take that 15-minute candle, and I have my middle line, my top line, my bottom line. And when we get below that, that tends to be bearish, obviously. Actually, you start getting below that. It just depends upon what's happening as far as the way the price is moving. And that would be a point that you'd want to get back to. But right now we're just that's some big red bars on the 5 minute. That's some weak green bars. If you want to see this thing losing steam, we need to see some wicks on the bottom. And we're not seeing that. Price is moving slower than it was a few months ago, though. I was trying to get like a 90-day, 15-minute chart yesterday just to look at how it has moved, changed in the last 90 days. Let's see what this candle close does. It's still got 3 minutes. Because this is starting to look a little double bottomish. Actually, more triple bottomish. That guy's just, blah. He's in this zone again. Mullen just going sideways again. Apple's trying to do some somethings. Apple on a 1 minute chart. Still flag. Boom. 2, 3.
I'm doing a bunch of voice to text to respond to a message.
No, that's good. See, we getting some wicks down here on Apple. That's buying pressure.
And we're starting to curl back up on the
Yep.
5-minute chart. That wedge is just threatening to break on a 1 minute chart. We could actually get that retrace after all after testing some great price. Not like a double bottom. This is more like a descending wedge. But
Yep.
and as Sig said, we haven't seen any selling today. It's just profit taking. So you could go and leg back into some call spreads at this point. If you're already holding put spreads at break even or slightly profitable, you can certainly do that and then roll this position back into a neutral before the day's over so that tomorrow's news will give you an edge as well.
We're also down below the single moving average. We've moved away from it a good little bit there. So that can be it can be a mean. It comes back in touch. We're getting some wick happening here. This last 32 seconds of this candle on the 5 minute as well as on the 1 minute. Oh, if you're on a 2 minute, it's the same way.
still not quite in breakout stage, although we're just
No.
printing 5-second buzz speed.
Yeah. Okay, so on your 5-minute chart, we've got this doji here. And the opening is about at the same. So I will continue to watch this. This is indecision, so I'm not going to do anything right now on the trade there. Patience is the name of the game.
The spread for 16th expiration on the call side is just too far out of money to worry about right now. Talking like $24 out of the money for this thing to be worth entering.
That's not good.
No. Oh, we got econ coming out right now, don't we?
I don't know. What kind of econ we got? Yep, 4-week bill announcement. 30-year bond auction. Not sure what that'll do. It may do something, so let's be careful on that. That's at 1 p.m. I think SIG did say something about that this morning. Back up to the 404.74 on if you'll notice that how prices just been kind of wicked into that, went below it, came back up, went back below it, now it's coming back up. This is a previous VWAP on SPY. I'm not sure when it's from, but it's my red line. That's a previous VWAP. Trying to break above this right here, but still a little wick there. Sometimes on these wedges, what we get lately is you get more fake outs than you do breakouts. So you be careful about those. But what time is it? Yeah. Okay.
Look at your 1 hour SPY chart.
Let's see if I have too many.
With a hammer. That close is a hammer. We could get a 1 hour.
This guy here. Well, he's got an hour to go.
Ooh, I just jumped back into the thing, had the meeting, and quite an eventful time while I was in that meeting. And I'm sitting there buying contracts, averaging down on SPY, and just hoping this thing starts to rebound.
Do it.
Yeah, it certainly can, but it also can go the wrong way.
Yep.
Like
It's
looks like we're in a small rounding bottom type shape, but also at the same time, like that could easily just
yeah.
literally be compression, you know?
Could be sideways for a while too.
It can be like a accumulation zone for a bearish measured move. This is starting to look like it could be a good point to go and leg back into that long condor.
I'll be right back, guys. Got to take a quick coffee break.
So we filled the gap then from pre-market. It looks like.
pretty close. Control bar I'm missing somewhere. Let me pull a 5-minute chart. So this is a 50% retracement of the 830 bar on the 5-minute chart. That's what that is. We've hit that. We can bounce and run back up to about 406 from here.
If we do that, I'm out. I've averaged down so much, like slowly to the point where it's like right now, every little move, I'm like, let's see, I have 10 contracts out right now. These are just straight contracts. These aren't spreads. So this is some bigger play that I've not usually have done before. So we'll see how this plays out for me.
There's some risk there.
Yeah, there definitely is. But at least I have risk out to the 15th, so there is some intrinsic value that I'm holding. But at the same time, I need movement in order to kind of offset that theta decay.
Yeah, indeed. And
This is like if you're running a strangle on this, you can start working it into a condor that's positive delta, but only if this holds as a reversal. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up. So it's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm partly debating if I want to buy like a couple of puts to offset my call side, but I'm not 100% sure on that yet.
Alrighty then. Yeah, we're getting into that time of day where everything starts to drag after the first hour and a half or so. Seems to be the pattern that we've had for a few months now since we've gone to the, or a few, however long it's been since we've gone to the 0 day, 5 days.
Does anyone have a reminder on when the 30-year auction?
1 p.m. market time.
Cool.
You're welcome. You know, those auctions are a way to, you know, I think Sig said if you were, there was some kind of trade he was talking about this morning. I was a little distracted walking around listening, but he talked about, you know, you might want to wait till after 1 o'clock for some trades after that auction happens.
Right. That can really flip it.
Yeah. Now, if you got a big enough account, you know, no PDT rule, then go get you some spreads and strangle that son of a gun. Or I'm still on options, guys. So do whatever it is you need to do.
Strangle it and then leg it out. I think I'm gonna try to do it with the debit spreads.
Still weak.
Some of my put debit spreads are at break even now, so I'm offsetting those.
This could just be a weak pullback right here, by the way.
Right. It could be
Just a weak pullback.
move to 402 as well. So
Yeah.
it's threat.
Now, how'd you get that bearish measured move? How'd you measure that move, if you don't mind me asking?
Just time frame wise, so I'm looking for from about 10:20 to about 10:30 on a 1 minute chart for my scale. This is the accumulation. And the pivot's going to be right at that 405 level, and then right below that, we'll walk that right to about 402.50 first. If it hits range, it'll be range between 402 and 402. Target bearish measured move. Brain, don't fail me now.
Brain, don't fail me now, brain. Brain. Hello, brain. Getting a little push there.
Way too many
10 seconds.
letters set up.
Mm-hmm. There it is. See all that indecision right here on the 5-minute chart? And don't get FOMO. If you miss something, you miss it. Don't chase it, especially with options. Oh, Lord, do not chase it with options. You will get your butt kicked.
Do that. Don't want 12, 14 inspiration, 12, 15, 16. And I hope I'm not getting another cold.
Me too. I don't want you giving it to us. Everybody's slow right now.
One of my kids came down some drugs yesterday, so
And by the way, welcome to all our new subscribers. All our new folks and our new members.
yeah, well,
And a lot of new folks. I meant to say welcome the other day.
check that. Oftentimes it's a little confusing. You know, our preference is to have all the comments in the chat options features page.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they'll end up on the stream. I'll try to keep checking that periodically to make sure it's not. Oh, hey. Cinnamon posted a comment in the stream for a really nice little coffee cup.
Me? What stream?
If you go and click on the voice channel,
Oh, okay. Our stream.
comment.
Oh, we have our own chat in the voice channel, don't you?
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
I check it periodically, but I don't check it every day. Sometimes I'll miss comments.
How do you find the comments? Oh, there they are. Show chat. Oh, thank you, Cinnamon. I will check that out. Yeah, the coffee pot. Oh God, I bought Kruid cups yesterday because I just hadn't decided on a coffee pot today. So thank you, Cinnamon. I see somebody's Vincent Van Gogh up there. Go back to where I was. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the 15-minute here. Look at this right there.
Yeah, that is kind of it. I almost wonder if Weeble's live data isn't quite on par because I compare it to Robinhood data and it's like off a tiny bit.
See this guy? He hit that level. Bye-bye.
Yep.
So
STB.
now our 15-minute chart showing a little bit of wicking off of that 4073. So about a wick here. What time is it? There's a couple minutes left on this guy there. Not long at all.
Wow, penny pops are retreating from this one.
Mm-hmm.
As expected.
Oh, I was about to say Apple just popped up. I was going to call it a penny stock. Wait, I got one right here. That's Apple. But you see, as Apple's moving, so is SPY.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Well, he does have level 3, yeah. It's a Weeble thing.
So a little bit of weakness here, a little bit of sideways action. But you see those wicks, that's buying pressure coming in. That's a 5-minute chart, the doji. I told you I had a guy I used to know named his dog Dioji.
Yeah.
Do you know how he spelled it? D-O-G. He called- I was thinking, oh, that's an interesting name, Dioji. What's it mean? Dog. Big bull bar. Okay. Biggest one after all these guys. Got to break out of this guy here first, though. See? Doesn't that look like a triple bottom to you, Jeremy? Right here?
It's 5 seconds.
On a 1 minute. The 1 minute.
trouble seeing the time frame. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at it. It's not necessarily a triple bottom. It's a descending wedge. It's just looking out, but with the wedge, you want to catch the break above the highest resistance in the wedge itself before you go long, because sometimes there's a reject right there.
Right.
In that 1 hour chart, I'm watching it hot. It's about 15 more minutes on this candle. That closes the doji there on the 8 period. It's got a good chance of retracing that bar, the third bar, and that third bar puts you at a target of like 409.50 for a quick scalp. So this afternoon news would probably greatly affect that.
Yeah, it's 11:16. We still got about an hour and 40 minutes or so.
Or it might be an anticipation trade back to retrace. That's possible.
Could fill this
So
whole
watch-
thing here.
watch multiple time frames of SPY on my grid. It's all I got on my grid is SPY. So
Hey, yeah, I like that. I like having just, I'm doing this for demonstration purposes, but I usually use one. I have one for SPY and one for the MES, and then I'll put whatever ETF or whatever else in that same grid. It's a 4-screen grid. And then I try not to put all my lines on one. I know it seems crazy and complex, but that's what I try to do. That's how I work it. It's how I see things. So I can have pivots on one, and then I can have my VWAPs on another, and then one I might just have totally clean, just so I can see it because the way I see things. It's how I see things.
remember when I was talking about SQ in the beginning of last week or towards the end of the week before?
Say that again?
SQ Square.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, because you got to have margin to trade that.
Well, I was saying, like, I think it's going to outperform the general financial sector because they've got a lot more market share and a lot less debt than some of the big banks. So, kind of interesting how the chart was showing all that more than anything. But here it is. It's up $10 since last week.
Yeah. Well, that's because the chart tells you everything.
And it's kind of looking like it's hit resistance here, but it's like it's got a chance of breaking out and like outperforming the financial. I'm expecting bearish moves in January and February on the financial sector, but I don't see SQ doing that. I see SQ going through a retrace back to like $95 eventually.
I'm going to get this guy off my chart here. He's STBing.
That being said, it's like who's the disruptors in the sector? You've got SQ, you've got some of the fintech stocks that are kind of starting to hit that accumulation at the bottom of support. Someone came out and put an article out this morning that says like, hey, the central banks are like purposefully pushing a recession because they want to be able to take capital on rising interest rates, but they can't because there's nobody's going to borrow at those rates. So kind of interesting that they're going to drive that to where everybody's going to borrow high interest. You got a lot of people got roped into expecting the child tax credit stuff. I'm kind of looking at a lot of families that I used to know in different places. Yeah, they're running up a little credit card debt to stay ahead of the water here. But not a good idea because if you were depending on a child tax credit to go and offset some of your debt, it's not going to come this way. Kind of setting yourself up for failure. So I don't mean to be a financial advisor or anything, but just take basic economics into the equation and never trust anything unless it's a solid hedge. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You kind of think of that stuff, and I see that in a lot of my peers, and I find that correlates into financial markets. And kind of see like, okay, well, we should probably expect a significant drop in retail going in Q4 altogether, mostly brick and mortar, because online sales are pretty much taking precedence. no one, the attendance for Black Friday has been so low this year, even on online presence, that I think retail is going to suffer. It's kind of cascade the market. January, February, bearish. That's just my outlook on it. It's just one of many opinions. The old adage of everybody's got an opinion, man. But,
And some just stink more than others.
that's it.
Pins.
I tend to focus on it with. I don't like to go into details in the economics, but I found that if I just keep it simple, even though it's more complex than it really is, I keep my approach to it as simple as possible, and it just makes sense. And then, most of the time, I've been able to find some advantage in that. So just something to kind of pay attention to. Look at your peers. Look around. What are people doing in today's economy? And what is expected for tomorrow's economy? And you'll notice that the market kind of leads the economy, so to speak. So by the time the recessions begin, the market's already recovered. That's kind of another thing. So where's the bottom?
Everybody's waiting for the bottom.
Everybody's waiting for the bottom.
It's like,
Just keep waiting.
and they keep waiting. I know. Everybody's waiting for the bottom. Talk about the bottom, the bottom, the bottom. Meanwhile, all this good price action.
So it's like, why not take advantage of all the action? So again, it's just a keep it simple approach to it, One guy I know who collects a lot of metals.
Whoop. Look at that guy just pop up right as I got to it. Another therapeutic company. Yeah, the penny stock therapeutic company is filled with pump and dumps. Where is he getting to? That pivot? Close to that VWAP, right where it bent. Previous day VWAP. That's yesterday. What did it do yesterday? I was curious. How many days you got going on here?
It's starting to look like break over here.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Rejection happened. This is the last attempt on support. If it breaks here, it goes to 402.
Yeah. See, we had that big push. We had that indecision and that big push. But look, we're still below the moving average. So that one moving average right there. Just,
Now we're starting to see an actual accumulation of selling pressure here is possible.
who is this? We have levels on this guy. We must have traded it a while back. I got levels down here. SMMT. Oh, it's another therapeutic company, of course. It's coming up to the 200 on the 15-minute.
Around this time of day, I'm gonna start hunting for dead cats.
That's very bullish looking right here. SM Summit. Let's go look at it here a little bit more. What time is it? Now watch. 11:24. We got 30 seconds on this candle right here. There's your moving average. Do not follow any trades. Learn how to do it yourself. So if I say something, I don't want anybody to just get in on something because I said, this might do this or this might do that. Before I was a moderator, I got hurt listening to moderators, not because they were doing anything wrong, just because they're talking out loud and thinking out loud. And so I'm thinking out loud right now. It's like, okay, that's two bear bars that have closed below the moving average, near their low, below the moving average. So you could expect that it would go lower, but it might not, because remember, we've got all these wicks right here too. So, but that's a possibility. So if you bought below the bar, then you could set your stop above it on a 5-minute chart, which would be a a significant stop loss of 10 points. That's $50 on the minis. So you have to be able to have an account that can handle that type of stop loss. You're not going to do that on a little account. So what do? You go find the 1 minute entries. You say, okay, wow, this looks like this might do this, but you know, this guy, that's a bigger bar. It's a pretty look, but I don't trust it right now in this market. So his routine, or his, you know, going back to the Al Brooks guy, his thing of buying below those bars or buying above when they're below the moving average, I've had to wait on that lately. You know, could have done it here and here, but because the market's just changed so much. So I'm having to readjust my strategies. Are you finding you're having to do that as well, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, as the market changes, you've got to adapt. You've got to change what to use. So if you don't, you end up giving up on one strategy that worked great one day.
Doesn't work again, right?
At all, you know? Almost like there's a rotation of strategies, just like there's a rotation of patterns. Like, we'll see patterns be prominent for a few weeks straight, and then they disappear. And it goes into another pattern that's prominent. So it's like, whenever you're trading price action, you've got to be able to adapt your strategy to suit that, because sometimes you don't realize that you're trying to force your brain to trade the same pattern that's been successful for a long time is occurring less and less and less. It becomes like you've practiced that kick 1,000 times, but now it's time to move on to something else. So then you go and you find that other pattern that's prominent and start trading it. So, but having the ability to adjust your training, so to speak, with the market, as well as being able to change with the leaves and change with the market, changing market conditions, that makes things a lot easier to be able to be flexible in your trading. So, I want the leaves, but you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
Um,
Oh, I could be doing this. Dang it.
Trying to figure out the top losers. I found CVSA, Zulu Victor Sierra Alpha. And it's sitting at a key support level.
ZVA?
ZVSA.
Oh, no, that explains why I didn't like that one.
Zulu Victor Sierra Alpha.
Ooh, that's a dead kit. Ooh, that's a slow mover. All right.
But all I could find is name change. I'm trying to figure this one out. I guess it's a Chinese company.
I didn't look at it.
Oh, goodness. Ouch.
What there? Why are you ouching? What'd you do yourself?
Oh, I was looking at some of these P&L they posted on that stock, CBSA. They lost $4,258.72 on it. That's got to sting. That's a bag holding frenzy. But anyway, I'm looking for a dead cat balance here. That thing's down like 57%. And,
You see this SMUT? This SMMT?
SMMT?
Yeah, go look at it.
That's a stair stepper.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 hour though.
That's what I was looking at a minute ago. Let me go see. Oh, yeah, the 2 hour. Oh, I see that. It's like an M-top.
Yep.
But it's crawling back up. That, you know, that 338 right there, it's a spot needs to break into. Look at the rounding bottom. See it?
Dude.
Right there, like that. It's in this range of this bar right here on the 2 hours. So
That levels up the chain.
yeah, I mean 389 is not out of the question.
Right out of pivot.
Oh, that is wrong. Why does it do that? Why did it do that? That's why. Shoot. Sometimes I don't want the thing to hit the open, low, high, and close.
Oh, right.
Sometimes it's like, no, don't do that. And then there are times I absolutely want it. There we go. 384 is not out of the question. It's to quote Sig, it's on the table.
That CVSA just popped.
It just
It's at 44 now.
doop. All right, here you go. So
Switch that CVSA to HA candles.
oh, I don't. Okay, let me see if I can. That's an indicator.
Yep.
How do I do that? Wait a minute.
Hitting home runs with the dead cats so freaking efficiently lately. I'm gonna break my arm, pat myself on the back.
I have to remember how to do HA candles and TOS.
I grab a few at 980.
All right. Look at this here. This is your 5-minute chart. Remember I said I wasn't going to buy that or sell that below that because I just had to wait because of the way the market's been. It's a good thing I waited, huh? So,
That's why you wait.
mm-hmm.
Break.
Now,
No break, no trade.
let's see what happens when it gets back up here. Now, I can do this. I love this quant tool. Mr. Bolin, I love your morning briefings. I learned so much stuff. I love this quant tool. Okay. So if we're going to make a 50% retracement, that would be 41.24-ish, probably 50. Let's see if I can get it there like that. 41.25 it says there. And that's starting to look almost like it's bottoming out. But it's got to, if it's going to be bullish, it's got to break above that moving average for me on the 5-minute chart.
Right.
Now, a skilled trader who has a, like, high frequency trading brain, I know a few people like that. I know one guy like that. He'd be able to scalp the crap out of this stuff. And double his account in a week. So, but I'm a little bit slower, and I like to be a little slower, and I like to move a little slower. But it looks like we came down and we filled that gap. Filled that gap, went back down to that area, which was a control bar, 4073. Now, if we break above that 4093.50 area over here, and with a little force, not like just, a little doji, then, those long calls might work out. But we still have an hour and a half before that other econ. So, meanwhile, back at this guy I was checking out earlier, who's already breached in the 345. I could have been trading him. I could have been trading him. I could have been a contender.
I just posted the order flow on that thing. Holy smokes.
It's all retail.
No.
Oh.
Top up.
Oh my gosh. 76.97? That's big. That's big people. All right. I didn't post anything on this guy.
This is probably one big company overtaking it. I did take a little profit there at 1042. But
Watch this candle on this SMMT. All right, last 40 seconds of this candle. Look how strong this guy looks right here. Let me get my stuff back on.
oh man,
I have so much crap I have to take off my stuff.
I know. And I'm like a freaking squirrel. I bounce all over the place. Like I got stuff open on all of my monitors that are like 10, 15, 20 pages. So it's like a little bit of everything, and I just pop over and tab over to it.
All right, coming back to where I was here. Here's our 15-minute opening range. Now, this is a 15. I only use the single 20 EMA on a 5-minute chart, on that one chart that I look at. But I put it back up over here because I like to see what we're dealing with. I see things because of the penny stock time and penny stocks and trading with Scott. I see things on these indicators.
Seat time, man. It makes a world of difference.
What's that?
That seat time.
Yeah.
That seat time.
Penny stock, man.
It's just we kept saying it's the hard way to learn price action, but it's probably the best way to learn price action.
Well, I agree. I would agree with you on that.
Pressure makes diamonds out of that.
Mm-hmm. Look at this walking this line right here. Look at all these on the 15-minute chart.
I'll walk the line.
Walk the line. Actually, I'm not a big. I'm certainly not a country player, but I did discover that Johnny Cash's voice, his range, and my range were the same. Every now and then, I'd break out into Folsom Prison Blues. So go listen to that song. Go listen to Folsom Prison Blues. I don't care who you are. I don't care what kind of music you like. Go listen to the live version when he plays it in Folsom Prison, and just be glad that you weren't there when he says, you know, Mama told me, son, always be a good boy. Don't you? Or Mama told me, always be a good boy. Don't you play with guns, whatever it is. But I shot a man in Reno. When he says that, listen to the crowd. They go nuts. And I'm like, they just went nuts because he killed somebody. I'm glad I ain't in prison. It's messed up. And yeah, I shot a man in Reno. It's like, yeah.
Or maybe it's just because they heard the song before and they love the song.
No, he shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Whoa! Okay, yeah, enough of that. That is dark.
All right, every other loser I'm looking at does not look like a good dead cat bounce. The CVSA, keep an eye on that sucker. It's got room to run to about 1250 if it does indeed dead cat bounce. Just to kind of keep an eye on that thing. And one that's a little interesting to me. I'll pull it up.
SMMT is still a little interesting. I'm going to get some more levels.
Oh, this could give us a three-legger. This is a rising channel, baby.
Who you got?
All right. It's actually a coffee company.
This is my day for coffee.
Romeo Echo Bravo November, REBN.
Reborn Coffee Incorporated. Man, it's reborn.
It's a wedge, but if it breaks that 1 hour beat period, it's got a shot at $1.30.
Oh, of course it does. Previous day VWAP's $1.44.
There you go.
Look at this area right here where it's been. Let's get a retracement on it. Because I like a man retracements. 125, 50% retracement.
August 12th, there's an IPO. And it's just found some support from all those shorts killing it. Developed a little, it looks like a little short squeeze there, is what we're seeing here. But if it picks up momentum from here, the support level is like right at about $1.10. It bounced off that already. Momentum could take this back to retrace for a quick scalp, but long term it could turn into a swing trade if it holds the bottom. Might keep that one on my little radar there because it's got that look.
It has that look.
I don't like IPOs particularly unless I'm just scalping them.
I don't like
Sometimes
IPAs.
just scalp them on a 10-second chart because you don't have enough data to go back and look at levels. Let me look at this thing a little bit more.
It's just a grinding along,
I wish it was optionable. That'd make my day, but it's
grinding along. Grind, grind, grind. That is your...
yeah, that's like totally a short squeeze that popped it.
You finding that on Woo losers? Your top losers on Weeble? Weeble wobble, but they don't. See, it can't break that area right there. So let's see what happens next. See, this is a lot of folks would see, oh, Morningstar right here on the 5-minute chart. See that?
Right.
And this is, yeah, but in context,
Yeah.
it is a descending channel if you look at these 1, 2, 3 candles. But in context, you want to see that here, not
Right.
after it's gone sideways. So context is king, always is, always has been.
Got that look for at least a retrace scalp, but it's gotta move through that level first.
Which one now are we looking at? Reborn?
Yeah. There's a control bar on a 5-minute chart. Let's see here, the 950 candle. So we got crack through $1.18.
These are low. These are low volume stocks you find in there, my friend.
It's super low volume, but it's got just enough price action to make it like I consider it similar to trading CONS. It's like low risk, trade a share or two, understand the price action, and it's slow mo enough to where you're not going to get your face ripped off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's just a pullback and a bear flag. That's what that looks like to me. Big long pullback.
It could be. I threw the HA candles at it. And I set up the channel. Looking at yesterday's close from about 5:55 p.m. Draw an angular line down.
Oh, what hour chart? Oh, you're on the Hakaneshi candles.
Yeah. It's just a little
I got
channel.
distracted. I'm sorry.
Retrace on that candle takes you to about $1.24. It's got to break out.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I thought you were talking about SPY. See, that's why I tell folks don't follow us into anything because
We don't know what we're looking at.
Jeremy and I do this all the time. I'm like, wait, what are you looking at? Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me go get on it.
CVSA just broke down. I capped a tiny bit of profit out of it, but overall it's like 8 cent per share overall profit on that. I'll take it.
Let me go get some more levels on this guy. I'm farting around. Not farting around. I'm just trying to look at too many things at once.
I have a weird way of scaling out of things. It seems to work really well. I'll take and profit like half or 3/4 of my position or more,
There it is.
and let some ride, and then I'll scale the rest of it out if it breaks my support level. But my trailing stop is just mental on those. I don't down as a trailing. Fail.
See, I marked this out somewhere over here. Okay, see the shadow? See, I marked it out somewhere over there. Come on over here with me, if you shall. Let's go back in time. This is the December 8th right here. Look at these two candles right here. Look at the gap and the wick. All right. Now look at my shadow box to the right. And look at my line. It's right in there. It's the same thing. So wherever I got that shadow box, it was reacting off of what this is over here. And those are places I keep talking about, those in betweens. When you've got these bull moves, or even when you got bear moves, those levels become an area of interest. And you can see that price is just kind of hanging out right underneath it. It blew through it yesterday, came back down through another area of interest, bottomed out, rounding up, but it's still, this area right here is what's keeping it from going any further. And it's going to have to really break through that strongly with like a strong green bar. That's on a 15-minute, but that's what it's got to do. And then you have these levels above it.
Right.
And again, I don't know anybody personally that can short penny stocks that has that type of account. So you always go for the bullish morning.
Oftentimes they're low float, and man, you get a short squeeze going, you'll get your face.
You get screwed. Yeah, you sure will. Well, those candles are all small right now. I think maybe almost everybody's waiting for 1 o'clock. Ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom.
Remind me what's happening at 1 o'clock again.
I think it was economic data.
It's the 30-year bond auction,
All right.
and those auctions can be kind of crazy. If you go to look at yesterday's auction, you can find it on a 5-minute chart.
I
Crap.
blew up my account yesterday. I'm still in Amman, but I got in at a really bad place, so I'm kind of I don't know whether to cut it or leave it or what. I'm just leaving it at the moment to see what happens.
AM.
My own fault.
Yeah, those things can be. Did you leave it overnight?
I didn't get out of it in time yesterday because my mate came round, and I did as a result leave it overnight.
Right.
But like I say, it's my own fault, and it wasn't disciplined. I did everything wrong. And
Well, you know what you did. That's great. At least you know that's the half the battle is knowing what you did wrong, so you can go back and fix it.
I've even got a spreadsheet, right, with all the things that I'm supposed to tick off before I make a trade. And half the time, I'm just like, oh, forget about it. I'm just like, it feels good. YOLO, you know?
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
Just got the keyword. It feels good.
Take the
I know, and I've got a spreadsheet with all my criteria set up, and I still don't pay attention.
All right,
It's just, I deserve this.
I'm gonna take your woman card away from you if you do that again, because that was a man move, okay? I'm just teasing you, Victoria. I know. I'm glad it's not so bad.
You're right. You are absolutely right.
I see that.
But we're serious because it's like it's the old thing I kept talking about. You know, Russia had a lot of success with female snipers because they did not let emotions take them out of the fight. It was just perfect. And a lot of times you look at the way decisions are made. It's like, you know, you get in history, mankind said, "Oh, women are too emotional." Bull.
Bull.
Like the opposite.
Bull.
Do not let emotions make decisions.
That's why women are mothers.
Right. You threaten those kids, man. It's like instant switch.
Mama bear.
I am a machine.
Yeah, I need to remember that when I put in trades on. I really do need to remember that.
All right.
Methodically act like the bear and the cubs, the mama bear and the cubs. You get between me and my kids, you're done.
That's it.
No decision to make, just instinctive reaction.
That is it. You're getting a big bear surprise on that 5-minute.
Yes, sir.
Let me get this right back of where we are. Boom. Okay, so
Baby, go.
see, regardless of all those wicks marking that spot, now we're back to the middle of that candle, actually below the middle of this candle, about at it. This 5-minute candle from where we had that big move earlier today in the pre-market.
Get the call side to fill anyway, so I'm going to cancel those others.
I didn't get out in time. You know, if I'd have probably, if I wasn't moderating, I'd have probably said I'll be in there a little while, and I should have got out at the open. I still made 100% profit on that spread, but I could have made 300% if I'd have got out here, or 4.
I clipped it at 3.
But in the same breath, I left the puts. Let's see how they're doing. How my puts doing? Oh, not that great.
They've just been kind of break even all day for me, most of them.
No, they're not doing that great. I'm still ahead. Even if I lose my put side, I'm still ahead.
Right. That's the whole point. Is like the gain from the call side washed away any potential loss for the put side.
So now, if we break through this here and we continue down,
402 pivot is the key.
Of course, with the econ, well, you never know. Chart
They
still
can do
tells you.
anything at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm hedging my put debit spreads by looking for the next call debit spread to seal it into a condor. Because you never know which direction that market's going to influx. One way or the other it's going to go. Just don't know which way yet. But that diamond was pretty awesome this morning. So it gave us a lot of insight as to what to expect for range. Didn't quite make it all the way to the peak resistance though, but it did give us the very, very classic diamond pattern where you get the fake breakout and it rips a face off the other way. That's happening right now.
Oh, shoot.
Now we're starting to see some selling pressure in the play.
This is a range bar I got. I think I want to say it's from a 2-hour chart. And I did this morning. 41.78 was the high. 39.38.50 was the low. We are in that range, but we've really been right here in this range.
Right. We're about to take a crack at 402 right here.
Time 11:51:49. Yeah.
My JPM position's going to take a long time to work out, but if it breaks, man, it's going to be a
Really good payday for that one.
Absolutely.
January 20th, so not too worried about time on it, but it's got potential to make some serious move, or it'll go flat. Right now it's at a loss, but I'm okay with that. If this market rips a face off in the other direction and the diamond cracks through support, bye. Everything drains with it, and that key support on SPY is all the way down to like 375. So
That's right. I'm going to be right back, and then I'm going to close out YouTube.
already. And if you're watching us on YouTube, go check out yesterday's video we put up, just basically giving a market overlook, and you'll see what we're talking about. I got some projects to finish up today too, so I've still got that stupid article I got to finish. I meant to finish that last weekend. It's hard to balance trading and the work that we do here, so we seem like we're dragging our bag. We're not procrastinating, we're just occupied. Walk on this XLF spread if it'll work.
Alrighty then. Yeah, I was looking at this this level here, and I was saying, well, if you get in and try to go short here, be careful. I don't think I said it, because this is where we started off in the pre-market. Coming back to touch it, it could blow through it, but this is a cautious spot.
I've got one more 1-minute candle that'll give me a quick play. And it's either a pause candle and a trend. It's set to run down to 399, or it will break here and retrace back to 404. But yeah, be cautious here if you're going to try to short that.
All right, YouTube folks, I'm going to go ahead and close down YouTube. I hope you've had a good day with us and you come back and visit us. We've got a lot of good new members, and we've got lots of great stuff that we do in our Discord, and we've got lots of good things coming. Lots of good things coming. We got a brand new website about to launch soon, and we're just it's a great time for price action and trading and momentum trading. Just gotta know what you're doing, and we've got folks that can teach you how to do that. So we got a great team. We even have a coach who will coach you. So come on by. Drop on by, click like, subscribe, ring a bell, tell your mama and daddy and them, and come see us. Take
Tell your
care.
friends, talk about us at the next house party.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. All right, y'all.